Hey everybody, this is Tracy here for another edition of A View from Tracy's Point, and we are here to recap Real Housewives of Potomac Season 2, Episode 5. Yes, I finally decided to start recapping Housewives of Potomac because I thought it was getting really, really good, and then tonight it was a little flat. But before we get started, I want to thank you guys who have subscribed to the channel. And if you haven't done so already, please go ahead and do so. I reached a milestone today of 200 subscribers. So yay, thank you guys for the support. So let's get into this recap. This episode was called Kick the Trick Out, which I thought was funny. So Monique is having a barbecue / game night where they're going to play some spades. And somebody said they had never played spades before. I think it was Karen. And Monique was like, what black person doesn't know how to play spades? Well, aside from Karen, Monique, Tracy doesn't know how to play spades. I am not a card player. So Monique is at a event planning studio, like for decorations and tablecloths and everything, for this barbecue and spades party. And I'm thinking, like, who does that for a damn barbecue? Just throw some tables and chairs out in your backyard and barbecue. Like, why we got to have flowers and tablecloths and linen, you know, and silverware and all that stuff for a damn barbecue and card party? But I guess that's how Monique rolls. So Monique is filling her friend in on the women in the group, and basically letting her know what she thinks of each one. And she said that Giselle is treating her like ice cream, that she is very cold towards her. And so I don't know what the whole Giselle versus Monique thing is. Like, it was cute the first first two episodes it was cute. But now it's kind of getting old and just looking kind of childish on both of their part. So one thing I do have to agree with Giselle about, Monique does come off as being very materialistic, and like her just talking. It's like she don't ever shut up. And like I said, I was enjoying her in the previous episodes, but by the end of last episode, that was kind of starting to wear off. And then tonight, she was kind of like annoying me. And maybe she was annoying me because I was so annoyed from that Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion part 3 that I didn't really give her a fair chance. But I'll go back and watch it later, and hopefully my opinion will change. So then we move over to Charisse, and she is hosting an event for the wives of the National Basketball Association. Otherwise, she could just say NBA, but she did make a point of saying that to be in this little group that they have, or this organization that the wives have formed, is that you have to be an actual wife of the current or former basketball player. So I guess she was throwing some shade at Shoni and the Basketball Wives franchise. So at this event that she's having, Juan actually showed up with Robyn. I didn't even know they went out together. I thought they just lived in the house together. But he's not really with Robyn at the party, because I think when Monique and her husband showed up and she said that Juan was there, the camera like went off and Juan was standing in a corner and wasn't no light in the corner or anything. And then when he came over and met Chris, him and Chris were like, they still weren't with the ladies. They were like off by themselves together. And then I think they ended up going outside or something. So Juan is kind of shady. I don't know what's going on with him. So Monique is talking again. Like I said, she don't ever shut up. And so, it's like a back and forth with the camera where Monique is talking, and then Robyn is like sipping her wine. Monique is talking, and Robyn is like, and then Robyn said in her confessional that Monique don't never shut up. So she just, she was talking about, I think she was talking about the baby and potty training and all this other stuff, but it was like she just kept talking. So then Charisse got up to give a speech to the people at the party before they went to sit down to eat, and then she got to rambling and babbling on about, she's at a new stage in her life, and that she has to drop, I think her name is Charisse Johnson Jackson or something, so she needs to drop one of the names. And she was kind of out there somewhere. You know, everybody was looking at her like, okay, what is going? What is she talking about? So then I guess she realized she was babbling and then told them to go on and sit down. So as the guests take their seats for dinner, Monique is still damn talking. Like, girl, shut up. So Monique pops the question to Juan and Robyn and asks them, do they think they will ever remarry? And Juan said he likes things just as they are. So the two couples kind of talk back and forth about marriage and relationships. And I think Juan realizes where the two of them went wrong. And he was saying that they got married too young. But damn, they was 26 years old. And I think they had been dating since they were in high school or something. So I think they had been together long enough to know if they wanted to be married to one another. But Monique said that there's something else going on because they seem like a really cute couple and they seem like they belong together. But it has to be like some infidelity or something under the surface. And so she's going to make it her business to find out what is really going on between these two. Oh, and she also said that she need to find out what happened to Charisse's marriage also, because she's looking at these couples who had it all, but they still couldn't get it to work. So she said she's starting to feel nervous about her own relationship, and when she get home, she need to put it on Chris again to make sure that he's okay. Then we move over to Ashley and we find out that the numbers continue to go down at that restaurant. And so Ashley goes to Robyn, you know, for help because Robyn works in PR. And so Robyn basically suggests that she revamp the menu and invite the food critics who have given them negative reviews in the past to come and check out the new menu, and hopefully their new opinions of the restaurant will negate the negative press that they gave them. And so she also suggests that they host some parties, and she tells her, you know, Pride is coming up in, I guess, their area, and maybe they should host a party, you know, for Pride weekend. So Ashley wants Robyn to stop being a ride or die chick for Juan and to get her life. And then Robyn wants to know why Ashley thinks that her personal life with Juan is any of her business. And so we all know that Robyn is in denial. But once you know your friends are in denial, just stand down, let them do whatever they're going to do. And then when the shit hit the fan, just be there to support them. But the whole thing that's driving Ashley is that she has some tea and she wants to spill that tea, and it's driving her crazy because she can't find the right moment to put it out there in the atmosphere that the streets are talking and they're saying that Juan is seeing other women behind Robyn's back. So then we move over to Karen, and one thing I noticed in this year's episode is that the ladies seem to be doing a lot of things separate of each other. It's like not a whole lot of togetherness, which is kind of like killing the vibe of the show, because then it lets you know that they really aren't friends. They really don't interact with each other outside of the television show. And remember last episode, Karen was off with her son and, you know, having a moment with her son, and then before that it was her and her husband going looking for houses. So in this episode she's with her sister Bridget, and they are going to pick up a birthday cake for their mom because their mom is turning 70 years old. And we learned that the mother has dementia, and Karen's sister looks so much like Karen. Like there's no denying that they are sisters, and they seem to have like a nice relationship, a real sisterly relationship. You can tell that, you know, it isn't fake or anything. And so when they have the dinner for the mom, the mother says that Ray, Karen's husband, is older than she is. And I'm sitting there like, then I got to thinking, I said, so if the mom is 70, then Karen is younger than I thought she was, because for some reason I thought Karen was like close to 60, but I'm thinking maybe she's closer to 50. Did she have a 50th birthday party on the show last season? I don't know, but I did think that she was much older. And then we also learned while they were at dinner that Karen's dad had a stroke, and that is why he's not there. And then on the dementia thing, my dad, he had dementia. And so one thing that really confuses me on these shows is when they talk about their parents or people that they love having dementia, then the first thing they want to say is that, you know, they dread the day when their parents won't remember who they are. And I think that that's more with Alzheimer's, because my dad never forgot who we were. Like, he was a little paranoid and he would see things and feel things and stuff like that. But as far as recognizing us. He never showed any signs of not recognizing who we are. But the downside to dementia is, I think that the life expectancy of a person that's been diagnosed with dementia is like 5 years. And my dad died like 2.5 years after he was diagnosed, but he actually died from a stroke, which I guess the dementia, because he had like 2 or 3 strokes and then he was diagnosed with the dementia. So I think it's all kind of interrelated with the brain and everything. But I just always think that it's odd when people say that their parents have dementia and they're afraid that, you know, one day they're not going to remember who they are. And we just never experienced memory loss with our dad. He was just like kind of paranoid and, like I say, seeing things that weren't there. So moving right along, we go over to Giselle, and she is having a business meeting with the ladies who are helping her with her business line, and they're talking about the marketing and the models for like the promos that are coming up. And it was all of like a 30-second piece that was obviously filler and served no purpose. But like I said, we keep getting these scenes where the ladies are by themselves instead of together in a group, like they're just trying to piece stuff together to fill the hour of the show. So after the scene, you know, where she's meeting with the business women, we have a scene with Robyn and Giselle, and Robyn goes over to visit Giselle, and she's telling her about Charisse's party and that bizarre speech that Charisse gave. And so Giselle says that, you know, going through a divorce is really hard and it really messes with your mind. So she empathizes with Charisse and what she's going through, because now you're trying to reclaim your identity and you're worried about what people are saying about you. And then you have your mutual friends and what are they thinking, you know, whose side they're going to take, you know, after the marriage is fully over with. And so the conversation goes to Monique and her nonstop chatter. And so Robyn asks Giselle if she's going to the game night that Monique is hosting, and she says that she wouldn't miss it for the world. So it's the day of Monique's barbecue game night, and she is still damn talking. And so she's in the kitchen like she's cooking all this food, and she claims that she was cooking all this food. And so she's there with her friend Gigi, and she's telling Gigi about all the different women. And she says that all the women are like her mom's age except for Ashley. And I'm thinking, okay, are the women that old for real? And like, how old is Monique? Because isn't her husband been in the NFL for like 10 years or something? So I'm thinking she has to be like in her 30s, because I think they went to college and all of that. So has to be in her 30s. So I'm thinking, I don't know, because if she's 31 or 32 and Karen is like 50, then Karen would be like her mother's age. But I don't think the rest of the ladies are the same age as Karen is. So yeah, she was throwing shade. And so she says that Giselle wants her life, and that's the only thing she could explain why Giselle is so cold-hearted to her, is that she must be jealous. When they're talking about Ashley and the fact that Ashley is married to a man that's much older than her, then Gigi and Monique insinuate that the reason Ashley is with, what's the man? I can't remember Ashley's husband's name. But anyway, that the only reason she's with him is because she's there for the money. But then Gigi says that she dates older men and she's not with them for their money. And then I'm thinking, like, Monique had a lot of nerve saying that, because that's just like people saying that the only reason she's with Chris is for his money. So it kind of goes both ways, Monique. So then Giselle shows up with Cal and not Kevin. So I don't know why she didn't bring Kevin with her to the little party, but we're going to roll with it. So Robyn dragged Juan out, and she said that she was surprised that her and Juan have been out together twice in 1 week, and that never happened. So I don't know if that means that the two are getting back together, or if this, you know, part of the show where she's going to find out that Juan is cheating on her, then that'll be her dramatic, you know, thing for trumped up storylines is what we get on these reality TV shows. So why these women are dressed the way that they are for this barbecue? Because I'm thinking, somebody invite me to a barbecue, I'm going to have on a sundress or some jeans and a t-shirt, or some shorts and a t-shirt. But they're all there like with church dresses on. And then Giselle had on the dress with this little cape jacket thing going to it that kind of like your arms aren't in the sleeves of it. It's kind of like hanging off your shoulder. And I'm just like, did she have somewhere to go after that? Because the Cal guy that was with her, now he was dressed for a barbecue, but Giselle was just overdressed. And then the other women, like I say, they all had on dresses like they could have been going to revival after they left the barbecue. Then Cal made the joke that Monique is like a new type of faucet. She never shuts up. And then Gigi kind of like heard them over there whispering, and she told them that they were being rude, that you don't come to somebody else's house and then be whispering and carrying on, because it gives the impression that you're talking about the person. So then she tells Monique, you know, that they're talking about her, and Cal says that Gigi needs to mind her own business, but I guess Gigi's business is Monique, you know, because she's the sidekick. And Monique shows that she got some hood in her, and then we know Gigi is just messy. She should have showed that from the get-go. So Giselle, you know, shouldn't have been talking about the woman in her house. She was being rude. Her and Cal were being rude. And then Monique comes in to confront them, and it was just like so stupid. And then she finally, you know, asks Giselle to leave. And Giselle is like, fine. You know, she did apologize to Monique, but then Monique went back outside, and I think she told them that Giselle was talking about her or so. But then she came back inside, and I thought it was so funny that she was holding her plate and eating the entire time that her and Giselle are going back and forth. Like, she didn't put that food down not once, but she did finally kick Giselle out. So then Giselle goes to her car to leave, because she's like, you know, she done been kicked out of better places. So Monique goes to tell everybody else, you know, that she kicked Giselle out. But it was taking Giselle a really long time, because then Robyn had time to get up and go out, you know, to see what was going on with Giselle. And so the two of them are talking, and Giselle, you know, makes it her business to tell Robyn that she was actually talking to Ashley, and I think Gigi was like in their conversation. And she was trying to hear what Ashley had to say, but she heard enough of what Ashley had to say, because she told Robyn that, you know, people are going around saying that Juan is cheating on her and that he's seeing other women. So then Ashley comes out. Then Charisse finally shows up, and then she has a nervous breakdown, and she's crying in Robyn's arms. So then they're out there, and then it finally dawns on Monique that all her guests are outside and not inside with her. So then she gets up to go and see what the women are talking about. So it was just so crazy, you know. Then I think everybody was out there except for Karen. But anyway, that's how the show ended, with Monique coming out there asking them, you know, what's going on and why were they all out there talking and who were they talking about and all that stuff. And so it went off. That was the end of it. So guys, what did you think about this episode? Leave your comments below, rate the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And until the next time, I hope everybody has a great week. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.